It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of September 9th, 1994. A pretty quiet week, especially when you consider that Labor Day weekend, not the previous week, had four different movies. We only got two this week, and none of them I really do remember, so this is going to be a very interesting week, and coincidentally, they both star the same actress, and we're going to get to that right now, starting with the first movie that we have here. Joanne Whalley-Kilmer, Gabriel Byrne, Armin Asante, and William Hurt starring in the courtroom thriller Trial by Jury.
You be working late, Valerie?
I'll be on jury duty.
All rise.
In America, anyone accused of a crime has a right to their day in court.
I grew up with scum like you.
Now, you grew up with me. You wouldn't have grown up.
I'm gonna put you away, Perone.
The match is on, boys.
Look at them, laugh. They think they're home free. Let's go.
Everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
Mr. Perone personally participated in the murder of 11 people over a period of 3 years.
Tried by a jury of their peers.
Next juror, Valerie Alston.
Here,
Any children?
I have one son.
But when the law can't protect you,
Looking for a little dark-haired kid in yellow shorts.
get a car. Your enemy becomes your only friend.
I got a message for you from Rusty Perone. All you have to do is vote innocent.
I can't do this.
Rusty likes to watch people die.
Work with us, Valerie.
Why'd you have to pick me?
You're the only one with the guts and the brains to carry this off.
Joanne Whalley-Kilmer,
Mom, you okay? Everything's just fine.
William Hurt,
The game, Valerie, is not who dies, but who dies first. That'll be your boy.
Armin Asante,
And my lady's gonna stand up for me all the way.
Gabriel Byrne,
I'm trying to help you.
Get your hands off me.
where the guilty decide the fate of the innocent.
Surprise.
Trial by jury. No one is innocent.
Yeah, they picked her because she was the hottest one in the jury. I mean, come on. I mean, that's basically what this movie is about. I mean, this is a terrible movie, by the way. This is directed by Haywood Gould, who also did a couple of other movies that the movies he did, One Good Cop, which was not a very good movie, but I mean, he's written some decent films. He's written some stuff like The Boys from Brazil, Fort Apache, The Bronx, Cocktail, and even Cocktail was one of those guilty pleasure movies. It's not really a great film overall, but it's a fun little trip back from the 80s. But this is not a very good movie. It's a very formulaic courtroom thriller, and not a very interesting courtroom thriller because the characters are not really doing the best job trying to portray themselves as the heroes in this. Nobody feels like you don't like any of these characters whatsoever. You don't like Armin Asante's character, the crime boss, because obviously you're not supposed to like him because he's the crime boss in here. But just the name that he has, Rusty Perone, it's just like that guy was just destined to become a criminal, like in the end, like Rusty Perone. It's like, come on, man. It's just like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, this movie just didn't work for me. Like, I've always had my problems with Joanne Whalley-Kilmer as an actress. Like, I don't think she's terrible, but she picks some really bad movies to try to convince everybody that she could lead off a film, or she could be a leading actress. Like, she could be a leading actress in a film, and I have yet to see any movie that she's been in where she's been really amazing. I think the closest one that I've ever seen has been a mix of both Willow and Shattered. I was thinking of Deceived, but that was that terrible Goldie Hawn movie. But actually, has she been in anything that I've liked? Give me 1 second. Okay, a couple of things she's been in. She's been in Daredevil, but most notably, she was in the George C. Scott A Christmas Carol, where she played Ebenezer's sister Fan in the flashbacks, and that's honestly one of the best Christmas Carol adaptations. If you haven't seen the George C. Scott one, definitely look forward to this Christmas. But we're getting past the subject here. The subject at hand, I should say. This is just not an interesting movie whatsoever because none of these characters are likable. You don't really care about how this is going to pan out in the end. The bad guys pick her because like I said, she's the good-looking one of the juror, and she has more to lose in this situation. There's just nothing likable about anybody in this movie. The twist is not very exciting. The thriller aspect overall is not very good. Everybody here is just kind of phoning it in. and there's just nothing really there to make it stand out on its own. It's a movie that's really lackluster. There's nothing there that's interesting whatsoever. It's a lazy film. It's a lazy film on so many levels. Avoid that one like crazy. Trial by Jury. But it's not the only movie that Wally Kilmer was in this weekend. Let's take a look at the other movies she was in. The comedy A Good Man in Africa, which also stars Sean Connery.
Innocence is dead.
What do you mean? We're all guilty, original sin, that sort of thing.
Innocence remains.
There's something about living in Kinjaja that brings out the most interesting behavior.
Good evening, Duchess.
But no one was complaining.
You can offer this gentleman a financial inducement that will help him change his mind. But do I have to bribe?
Until one man said no.
You mean no? Well, it's the opposite of yes.
A man who actually thought he could make a difference.
Take a look around you. Ask a few questions. Find out about the place you're living in.
From the director of Driving Miss Daisy, Colin Fields, Sean Connery, John Lithgow, Louis Gossett Jr., Diana Rigg, Joanne Wally Kilmer.
I know I've been a bloody fool.
Ah, at least we agree on something.
A Good Man in Africa.
See anything? Nothing significant.
Yeah, this movie wasn't any better, but at least for this movie's sake, I did like some things about the movie. I thought Sean Connery was good in this kind of supporting role, as was John Lithgow, and Louis Gossett Jr. is also in here. Diana Rigg is also in here as well, but I don't know, just jokes like that are just really kind of like, if those are the best jokes to sell this movie on, then we have a huge problem here. And for Bruce Beresford, who's made some movies that we talked about before, like he's made some decent stuff, like Driving Miss Daisy I thought was okay, but actually come to think of it, a lot of the movies he's made since then have not been that great, but honestly, Driving Miss Daisy may have been his crowning achievement, because I'm not seeing anything here on this list of the films he's done. Okay, maybe one or two things. He did, and starring Pancho Villa as himself, which was an HBO movie, but, yeah, other than that, I don't see a whole lot there, but, I mean, it's not really that bad. It's not really that bad of a film. It's just that I don't know what kind of a movie they really wanted to sell it as. Did they want to sell it more as a comedy or a drama? Or what do they really want to sell here? What do they really want to say here? You don't really get a sense of what they were trying to sell you on. But, like I said, some of the performances I thought were okay. Occasionally there'll be one or two good jokes in there, but there's nothing really that interesting going on there to make me want to watch this again. It's a movie that's kind of like, it's there, and that's pretty much the best thing you can say about it, is that it exists. So, still rather watch it again, The Trial by Jury, that's for sure. But that is A Good Man in Africa. Got the title right this time. And so on that note, we'll wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. Now, next time we meet, we'll have, looks like a full slate of films. 6 films to look at, including Jean-Claude Van Damme's latest film, Time Cop. We also have Princess Caribou, Blue Sky, Robert Redford's Quiz Show, The New Age, and also Nostradamus. So, 6 movies to look at next time around, and we'll do that on the next episode. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another episode. So thank you for watching, I'll see you next time, and until then, as always, take care.